Hey everybody, Eric Allard here at Tilson Homes. Really excited for y'all to join us today on this Facebook Live. We are Tilson Live on both Facebook and YouTube. Super excited today because we are doing it for the first time at a vendor location. We are here in Spring, Texas with Kentmore Cabinets, who's our brand new cabinet vendor. So we're super excited about this new program. These are cabinets we're installing in our customers' houses now. The first ones are making it to the field, which we're really excited about. And so we have Victor and Jesse here from Kentmore Cabinets. They're going to tell us a little bit about Kentmore, kind of who Kentmore is, where they're from, why you do what you do. And then we're going to give you guys talking everything about cabinets, everything cabinet related, everything built on your lot. Any questions you have, we are going to answer those live as we always do. Dawn will be monitoring the chat. Say hello, Dawn.
Hey, everybody.
So Dawn is here. Don't worry, they wouldn't ever turn me loose by myself without a Dawn dancer to monitor everything that we're doing.
I do not send Eric out unsupervised.
No, we don't. No, we don't let Eric out of the kennel unsupervised. So anyway, Victor, tell us a little about yourself and what you do here.
Hey, listen, my name is Victor Mendez, and thank you, Eric, for the opportunity to host this Facebook Live here at our spring showroom. We're really excited. I'm Victor Mendez, Vice President of Business Development. I've got Jesse Sherlock here, our Director of Business Development, and want to tell you a little bit about Kentmore Cabinets. So Kentmore Cabinets next year will be our 50th year in business. We are based out of Bryan College Station. We're Aggie owned and operated. We have multiple showrooms just like this one in Richmond. We've got a showroom based in College Station, 3 in Houston, 2 in Austin, 1 in Waco, 1 in San Antonio, and 2 in the Metroplex. Kentmore Cabinets is a family-owned business, and we produce 95% of our cabinets. Jesse, why don't you tell them a little bit more about Kentmore Cabinets?
So, as Victor mentioned, we are a custom cabinet company. One of the really neat things about the relationship between Kentmore and Tilson is we're both family-owned companies. Yeah. One of the neat things about once we started to talk about a partnership, we realized that everywhere that we had a showroom, Tilson had a sales office within, I don't know, 20, 30 miles, something close. Like that. So. Not sure why we haven't been working together before now, but we're super excited about it. I will tell you, just like we tell everyone, what I tell all my friends and what I've told folks for 21 years, I'm here to design the kitchen of your dreams.
Beautiful. So. Yeah, so we're grateful to be partners with you guys. Thanks for sharing your space with us as well, of course. We're going to talk a little about the manufacturing process later on. Obviously, you know, the synergy that we have, the family-owned companies, it's a really unique thing. So guys, when y'all are supporting Tilson Homes, you're supporting another family-owned company that's Texas-based and operates here in Texas. So we're grateful for that. Any love you can get to Kentmore Cabinets, we're grateful for that as well. So with that, these gentlemen are going to join us here in a little bit. We are going to start kind of walking through and looking at their spectacular showroom. You're probably going to see some things that you may not see in our design centers, obviously, because they are wholly and completely dedicated to the custom cabinet world, and they can do things that we haven't even dreamed of. So it's spectacular. So if you see something that perhaps you want to get with and we don't have the exact thing in our showroom, let us know, maybe private message us or get with your design consultant and we can inquire with Kentmore and see what it takes to make that happen out on your land. So with that, we're going to see you guys in a little bit. Okay. Thank y'all for sharing this space. And we're going to take a walk as we go through here to, first they have kind of some butler's pantries and bathroom spaces we're going to go check out. Dawn, again, is monitoring the chat, so if you guys have any questions at all, please ask us. We've got kind of a cheat sheet here. We'll be able to...
We're going to do our best.
We're going to do our best to answer any questions that you have, but if you have questions, ask them. Anything cabinetry related, anything built on your land related, we'll be glad to answer them. So,
and Jody says gig 'em Aggies.
Jody says gig 'em. Well, we appreciate that, Jody. Welcome. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. So some of these first things you're going to see, we've got some beautiful kind of butler's pantry areas, and we're seeing this more and more in our designs and also in demand from customers, and some kind of a space that's not really in the kitchen and not really in the utility room, where people can go and kind of prepare stuff. But we have it in our Fayetteville model home. We have a really beautiful example of a butler's pantry that we do quite a bit. So anyway, it's just some different ways that you can display wine bottles and china and different things like that. So obviously we've got the concealed hinges that we're showing in all these, and being able to just show some of the different things that can be done in any of our designs. And guys, again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask us. We're gonna be cruising through here, looking at some of the other, we got a little drop zone example here. where they've done some beautiful kind of V-groove beadboard. We offer a product called Real Soffit that's not dissimilar. We can do that. We have a shiplap product as well that we can do. So we got some bench areas. A lot of our designs now have drop zones. You know, our customers and prospects living in rural areas just want a space where they can come in, kind of take the muddy boots off, have the kids throw their dirty shoes and things in the little cubbies, maybe hang some backpacks and things like that there, and not be in the way of the utility room. So it's not cluttering up where the washer and the dryer and the freezer and all that are. So it's really nice to have the additional space like that. Just another space to store all kinds of things. So if you got any questions, feel free to ask.
Nancy is asking if all of the cabinets are all hardwood.
Are all the cabinets all hardwood? Well, so the cabinet fronts are certainly going to be wood. Now the wood does vary by species. So some of it's poplar, some of it's maple. I know they carry various kinds of species of cabinets. They carry hickory, they carry, I think, even American walnut.
Black walnut.
Black walnut, yeah, which we don't necessarily have in our program, but we can certainly get pricing on that if something you're interested in. And then the boxes are going to be either a particle board box or in some cases a plywood box. You can ask for that as well. But yeah, all the fronts you're seeing are going to be a solid wood, and then with the exception of the painted ones, and those are a different product on the painted cabinets. We can show some of that in a little bit. Great question. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, and that's all our questions at the moment. Everybody
Excellent.
else is just super excited to see all the pretty goodies that we have.
All right, so let's keep on moving through here. We're going to be looking into some of the bathroom displays that they have now. They've got some pretty spectacular pulls that they've done showing different things, and this is a really neat feature I kind of like. It goes now, not all homes have this, but this is just a neat feature that they've done where it goes around the plumbing and the P-trap below. Just kind of really thoughtful.
Oh, that's nice. So it's not wasted space.
Yeah, because it's a little bit deeper space, so it's a neat spot. And then of course we've got these are the same kind of drawer glides that we'll be doing in all of our Tilson homes. It's really nice, and we can of course show you some of the different soft close drawers and door
Good,
hinges.
because Carrie is asking about soft close, if that's offered as an upgrade if it's not standard in our homes.
Okay, yeah, so great question. And yes, we do offer soft close hinges and soft close drawer glides. We priced out the Angelina earlier. What was that, Dawn?
The Angelina was about $1,400 for the
Yeah,
whole
so
home.
if you did the whole house, bathrooms, utility room, kitchen, everything, you're looking about $1,400 on a house the size of the Angelina. So some are going to be less than that, some will be a little more than that, but that gives you a pretty good idea of where you're headed. Great question. Thank you for asking.
Great. And Kimberly really likes the tile where you're standing right now.
We figured that might happen. So yeah, there's a lot of different tile selections they have. You know, some of them obviously are going to be not a vendor of ours. I know they have some different tile manufacturers here than what we use. We use Dow tile, but I do know that we have some deco tiles that are very, very similar to what you're seeing in here. But yeah, they've done a beautiful job, their designers did, of creating these spaces. I want to show some of the other bathrooms here because they do have different styles, some more traditional and some a little more contemporary. And then this would be an example of your soft close drawer where you kind of throw it back like that and it helps close itself. So if that's a feature that you're interested in, that is something that we can absolutely offer. And we do not infrequently. So yeah, guys, keep asking your questions. We're going to keep answering them here. We're going to keep moving through the bathroom spaces. Check out all the different ways that they're doing this. They've got some Kohler sinks, which are very similar to what we do. You got the oval undermount, some rectangular undermount. We offer both of those types. This is a little different. You know, we don't have a whole lot of designs that incorporate this, but certainly could. And that's having the being able to do separate actual van. It looks more like furniture than it does an actual cabinet. So really, really beautiful work. And again, this company is, you know, part of the appeal of it is they're based here in Texas, just like Tilson. They got Texas in their DNA. They understand what folks living out in rural areas want. And again, we really like supporting, obviously, family-owned companies that are Texas-based, and that's just, we feel a really good kinship with them. So we're going to keep moving here through some of the other bathrooms. Keep asking your questions. They get a little bit more spectacular as we get towards the end of them. I want to kind of pan over here without the mirrors getting too much in the way, maybe. But
You're in
kind
a
of
good spot right now for David's question.
Great.
He wants to know if there's cabinets that help maximize space in the corner where you're.
That's a great question, David. Thank you for asking. So the question was, do we have cabinets that maximize space? And the answer is yes. So in a kitchen, we have kind of some of the lazy Susans that push all the way through. But I want to show you something. This is pretty sick. So this is a drawer that pulls out of the corner. How clever is that? So again, that makes great use of that corner space without having to reach around. And this, I don't think we put doors on these yet, but they do make them. We have, cabinets here on your bathroom vanities. So, instead of a medicine cabinet, which is kind of blasé in our opinion, it's a really beautiful take on how to use that space efficiently. But yeah, the corner.
Yeah, that's really cool because you're kind of used to either the really long cabinet that you feel like you have to climb into, or the lazy Susan. So it's neat to see kind of a different approach with those drawers.
Absolutely.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, thanks for asking, David. We appreciate that. Any other questions we can help with right this second? Good, right there?
Yeah, Vanessa's asking on the kitchen and island cabinets in the Fayetteville, for example, can they sub out cabinet doors for drawers instead?
Oh, okay. So the question is, can we do cabinet drawers as opposed to bases? Yeah, absolutely. So somewhere like actually we'll get there in a second, but if you want to do like a 3-drawer base as opposed to just an opening door, yeah, we can absolutely do that. We also have, we can show you here in a minute, where it's a door that opens and it's kind of a pull-out tray. So that's another option as well, which is kind of nice because then if it's big pots and pans that you don't want to have to bend way over to get out, you can pull that tray out, get to that pot and pan and push that back in. So
she's also asking about pricing, but that's not something that I thought about looking up ahead of time, so we can message her that information.
We can message you the information on doing drawer bases as opposed to doors. But yeah, it's pretty minimal, particularly on 24-inch cabinets and under. So, all right, so let's move through into the kitchens. Now this is the part that people probably tuned in for. Sorry it took us about 15 minutes to get to this, but watch this up there. And so we'll stop at this one. I think we're supposed to go to the bar first. So it's not traditionally where you would go first, but it is where we're going today. So this beautiful granite display, I believe this is Black Galaxy, if I recognize it right. But you can kind of see here where they've done some of the glass doors, which are really nice touch, really formalized kind of the look. If you got some things you want to be able to display. They have a beautiful bar setup where you've got, of course, wine bottle storage in the back. You've got full extension drawer glides, which we are going to have in all of our kitchens as well. So you'll be able to, of course, kind of choose from different pulls and things like that as we're moving you through the design center. And again, all of these are designed for this area. Obviously, our cabinets in our homes have designs for those, how to maximize the kitchen space the best. Also, remember, you're going to get to choose all this stuff in our design center. You don't have to walk all over or drive all over Texas trying to find your cabinets here, your countertops there, paint colors over here, plumbing fixtures in a different spot. We make it really convenient and really easy, low pressure on our customers in our design centers. You're with a designer. They're walking you through step by step of how to match whatever cabinets you want with your floor coverings, with your countertops, with your plumbing fixtures, with your paint colors, so that we try to take a lot of that stress off of that situation. So any questions you have about anything built on your lot, any cabinets, we're going to keep moving through here. And we'll be glad to answer any questions we can.
So Jennifer has a really good suggestion. She's asking if there's anywhere online to view all of the different color options for cabinets and tiles. Currently, no, but that is definitely something that we can work on. That's a great suggestion.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion.
Vanessa is requesting that we make sure that we show some white cabinets today. And yes, Vanessa, those
Vanessa,
coming.
You're going to get to see some white cabinets. I'm not sure, Rob, you're going to be able to get over here and get to see this, but this is what I was talking about with the pull-out tray. So this is a drawer, a door front, which you can open the door front up, and then you have the pull-out trays inside, where you can get your larger pots, pans, that kind of stuff in there. And typically you only see just the two if you're storing larger things. So you have maybe a tray here and a tray at the bottom. And then also this is kind of how we do a trash can pull-out, where it would just be a door front like that, and you would pull the entire cabinet out. And that would be, you could put usually 2 13-gallon trash cans in there, one for your trash, one for recycling if that's something that you do. So we can walk through this part of the kitchen here. You've got a beautiful custom hood. Now they've got a couple of these here. We've got, actually this one in particular is in our program. We have several others in our program as well. We'll show you one at the end. That's probably one of my favorites, but this just conceals a hood that would go up underneath here. And then you have a way to really tie that look. This is a very craftsman, kind of modern, contemporary look here. And then we'd install like a Brown hood in there for your cooktop. But just a really beautiful way to customize the kitchen. Instead of having if you're not a big fan of having the metal wall canopy mount hoods, something quite that contemporary, we can accommodate you. So I think we've got, here's the trash can here. So they've got one of those. And again, this is something that we offer fairly regularly, and actually it's included in a lot of our plans. So, Dawn, we have any questions that we can answer?
Yes, Angelica's asking if she doesn't want the cabinets that come in the laundry room on her plan, can she move those into the kitchen instead?
Yeah, Vanessa, yeah, absolutely. I mean, so the house comes with a certain amount of cabinetry, upper and lower cabinets. So yeah, if you'd rather have, if you'd like to take that 3 or 4 feet of cabinets that's in the utility room and move them into the kitchen, you can absolutely do that. So we cruise through this way, and
wonderful.
I think I did this all wrong, Rob. I did it all wrong. Thank you guys for bearing with us. This is our first time to do it with, like I said, at a vendor location. So we appreciate y'all.
It's the first time we got all professional with it.
That's right. Yeah,
we have separate camera people. It's not just Eric at a desk. Hopefully, giving y'all something better to look at. And Laurie is thanking us for supporting other Texas businesses. Hey. Well, thank you, Laurie, by supporting us, and that helps do it. I mean, it's not just the businesses. You got obviously trade partners. They live and work here, right? So the roofers, the sheetrockers, and of course everybody knows most of us know about our partnership with McCoy's Building Supply. So all of our lumber, interior doors, exterior doors, windows, all those things come from McCoy's, which is another family-owned, Texas-based company, and we're grateful for that partnership as well with big companies and good companies like Kent Moore that can really service our customers and deliver what they want. So. Okay. Nubia is asking, she missed it earlier when we were talking about what materials the cabinets are made of. Could you go over that again? The material that we include, and if you go into the website and see the pricing that's on there, that's going to be a wood front cabinet. So the doors, drawer fronts, all that, styles, rails. The front of the cabinet you see is going to be a hardwood, either like usually a poplar, maple, something like that. And then the boxes are going to be a particle board box that have veneers on them to make them match the hardwoods. We also have an option for a plywood box if you'd rather do something like that. But yeah, we can absolutely accommodate that. Great. Carrie is asking if we're able to accommodate under cabinet lighting, if that's something that we can install. Absolutely, yeah. We do a significant amount of under cabinet lighting. What I don't know offhand is if we include the light rail when we do it. I think that we do, but we can always double check on that and find out. We have an extended bottom rail and a light rail. Okay, so Jess is telling me they have an extended bottom rail. They also have a light rail that we can do. But yeah, we absolutely do. It's LED strip light basically. I think we have them in varying lengths: 12-inch, 24-inch, 33-inch. Not that you need to worry about that. We're going to design it to work for the space that you want, but it's not uncommon at all. Great question. And Jody is currently in the process of building her second Tilson home, and shout out to the Design Center for being so helpful. All right, thanks, Jody. Let us know where you're building it. We'd be excited to know. Awesome. Vanessa was asking if we could see some more decorative vent hoods. Yeah, we're going to see some more decorative vent hoods more coming up as we come up through there. So we're going to move along a little bit or do some more questions? Joss is asking about the color of the cabinets that we're showing, if we can figure out which one you're looking at right now. Yeah, so we've moved through a couple of different kitchens, so if you want to maybe give us a comment on kind of where we were, if it was at the bar, or if it was at the bathroom, if it was at the decorative hood, we can look that up for you and tell you. And also, if you need to, you can private message us so that we have it, because we may lose you in the comments. So private message us, and we will get the answer for that and get that back to you. So let's move through a little bit. Great. So again, we're here, Kent Moore Cabinets. We're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, and obviously this will end up posted to our YouTube channel afterwards in case you missed anything. But keep asking your questions. We can answer any general on your lot questions. We're going to go to their front kitchen here that is a painted kitchen cabinet. We wanted to be sure we showed that. We'll answer all of your on your lot questions, all of your cabinet questions. Well, most of your cabinet questions we can. But I wanted to show this. We had a request to show some of this painted cabinetry, which we get a lot of demand for these days. And actually, Victor's going to talk a little bit about their process here in just a minute about how they make these things so beautiful and get this beautiful finish on them. But yeah, you're just looking at that's a soft closed door.
got a little bit, another decorative hood here that folks were asking about. And we've got several different colors in our, I know in our level 2 cabinets. I don't know offhand what they're called, but Dawn has them if we needed some of those colors. We're seeing quite a bit of this too, and that is one color on like your cabinet walls, let's say your kitchen walls, and then a different color on the island. So that's very, very common. In fact, I think that our Wimberley model that's in Bernie, Texas, we do the same thing. We have one color on the kitchen area and then a different color on the island. So something very popular, and we can absolutely do that.
And Jody is building in Bandera.
Bandera, Texas. It's beautiful. Thanks, Jody. We appreciate that.
And then Vanessa is asking if any of these islands show the microwave built in.
I don't believe we have one here, no, that
have
shows the
one.
microwave built in. They're going to be built into a wall cabinet, but I do know what you're talking about. We have a lot. We are doing that quite a bit more and more. In fact, I did some plans with a customer yesterday that in fact, 2 customers that I know of are putting the microwave in the island, which is getting more and more popular these days. So kids can reach it, I guess, and get their popcorn out. I'm not sure, but sounds good to me.
Emily is asking, they're building the Victoria E, and do we have any idea how much it would be to change out one of their cabinets to be the pull-out trash drawer?
I don't, but we'll be over at a computer here in probably just a second, and we can get you pricing on a trash can pull-out. And if not,
Perfect.
obviously you can reach out to your sales consultant, and they can answer that question a lot faster. As you probably can tell by now, they're way more versed and way better at answering the pricing questions than I am on the fly. Because they do it every day. That's why they are there to help you guys. So.
Absolutely. Carrie also wanted to let us know that she is building her second Tilson homes, this time in the Canyon Lake area.
Oh, nice.
Her current Tilson home is in Timberwood Park, and she has been in that home for 25 years.
Wow. All right.
So that time she built the Nottingham, and she's going to also be building in Victoria this time.
Well, sounds like we're starting a competition of people who multiple Tilson homes they've built and where they've built and how long ago they built. That's kind of a cool deal.
So Bo is asking about our design center in Weatherford. He says it looks smaller than where we are right now. Does it have all the things that he can see in this video?
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's definitely not going to have every single cabinet this way you see here. So we're actually at Kentmore Cabinets facility in Spring, Texas. So we're just north of Houston. They've outfitted, it's probably a 9,000 square foot office space that they've leased out, and this is a showroom that they use for other clients that they've been so gracious to let us use. So this is not a Tilson Design Center. This is Kentmore Cabinets Design Center we're using. So our design centers, obviously, now we do have model homes at all of our locations, including Weatherford. And that Weatherford location has the Breckenridge and the Parker. Obviously, both of those homes are fully furnished with cabinets, so they've got cabinets there. And we have cabinets in the design center as well. And then all of the Kentmore cabinet samples are in the design center. So we can show you the samples, color samples, door style samples, edge profiles, all of that will be available at the Weatherford Design Center as it is all of our design centers. Great question.
All right, awesome.
There are no bad questions. Ask whatever question you like. We'll be glad to answer it.
And Arena was asking about the island style in the kitchen that you were with before, with the wood island. She would like to upgrade to that exact island style.
All right, so that's probably a black walnut. So we'd have to definitely reach out and get pricing on that because the black walnut's not currently in our program. But again, we need to know what house you're building and get with your design consultant, and they can get with our director of vendor management, and we can get pricing on black walnut on that island.
Okay. And then Vanessa's asking about the white cabinets that you're standing in front of, what color those are. She's asking if they are a pure white or a bone. And the answer is actually neither. This particular color that you're seeing right now is called Snowdrift. And it's not something that we have pre-priced in our design center, but if you have your heart set on that color, it's something we could help you with.
Yeah, we can absolutely help with that. It's also got kind of a leather finish on the granite, which is something we don't have it yet, but it's coming to our program, a leather finish. So we're really excited about that.
Ooh.
Sneak previews. Any other questions we have right this second, Dawn? Come in over here.
Amber's threatening to take a change order to Curtis because she didn't think about a hood in her Fredericksburg, so now she might need to change that.
Okay. Yeah, and this is one of the hoods I wanted to show Rob. That's probably one of my favorites. It's just a real. Obviously, you need to have a kitchen that is scale to handle something like this, and there aren't many that will. But it's a really beautiful piece. I mean, almost a piece of furniture, really. The quality that Kentmore does is really, really beautiful. And we're grateful for them letting us use the space, but show these kind of custom details. And yeah, I can see some change orders being produced from this. I apologize in advance, sales consultants, for the questions you're going to get. But anyway, these are some beautiful, beautiful pieces, and we're excited that you guys are joining us for this. So any other questions you guys can have, we'd be glad to answer them for you.
Eb is asking, with all the options available, how do I know I am covering all the features I like?
Well, Eb, that's a great question. That's kind of like asking, how long is a piece of string? There's no way to really know because you don't know what all your preferences are. What I will, let me answer that in kind of the most diplomatic way that I can. When you're done with your home, you're gonna walk into it. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be beautiful. There's gonna be something somewhere that you wish you would have done different. It happened in my personal home. It happens everywhere, and that's okay. That's natural. It's still a beautiful home. It's still yours. Tell your consultant what's really important to you when you sit down, kind of room by room, particularly when it comes to the cabinets. Like, how do you use the space now? What is it about the space currently that you're dissatisfied with? You know, what do you wish it had? Maybe start there. Like, man, I wish I had a trash can pull out. I wish I had some pull-out trays. I wish I didn't have to climb into my corner cabinet to be able to access the ice cream maker that I got for my wedding present 17 years ago, or whatever it is that it is about your kitchen that you're not satisfied with. Start with that list and then build from there. That's what I'd recommend doing. And then listen to your significant other.
Absolutely. Nubia is asking, when is the best time to build, considering the cost of materials? She's been told that material costs have tripled.
Well, tripled's extreme. I haven't seen anything that's tripled, but prices have definitely gone up. There's no doubt about it. We've been doing this for almost 90 years. A house today is not going to cost more than a house 2, 3, 5, 10 years from now. The prices are always going to go up. That's the world we live in. Inflation does that. You know, if it's not a commodity necessarily. Lumber prices will fluctuate. That's really the only commodity kind of involved. Sheetrock to some degree, but mostly lumber. But the reality is, with the demand being what it is right now, the labor is going to go up right behind that. So it's kind of like the Chinese proverb of the best time to plant a tree was 15 years ago. The next best time is now. I mean, and I'm not saying that because I'm trying to pitch you on building a new house. I'm not saying that. I mean, your interest rates are lower now. I know we've been saying this now for probably 8 or 10 years, but you'll never see rates like, I mean, they can't go much lower. I don't see how they can go any lower, honestly. The Fed rate's already just a hair above zero. They've said they're not going to mess with it for a while to keep stability going, which is great. That's great news for consumers. Interest rates are going to be low, but it does mean that you can buy more house now than you ever will be able to afford if you're borrowing the money. If you're paying cash, it's a little bit of a different issue, but if you're borrowing the money, if you're doing a mortgage like most of us in America, this is the best time to ever buy a home because your dollars will go further and the houses are not going to get less expensive. New homes just don't. New resales might, but even they are on trajectory in most areas in the United States, particularly in Texas, because people are moving to Texas. The resale market is going up as well. So it's not stopping anytime soon. The demand for resales is extremely high, just like the demand for new homes. So they're not going to get less.
Okay. And Vanessa's letting me know that we were answering the question about the wrong white cabinets. Vanessa, if you can let me know, are you talking at the very beginning when we were standing at a butler's pantry, or in the kitchen with the X's?
Kitchen one.
Just let me know which one, and I will let you know what color that was. Arena is saying she doesn't necessarily want the wood island. She just likes the X on the end.
Oh, okay. Well, that's probably something we can accommodate. I don't know if we have to have block walnut to accommodate that. I can ask these gentlemen in a little while, but I don't think we'd have to have the block walnut to accommodate the crossbar X on the ends of the bar. Perfect.
Carrie is asking if we sell more granite or quartz.
Oh, great question. We actually do sell more granite than we do quartz. I don't know why that is. I know that part of it is granite is included in all of our homes. So I mean, so that's probably your easiest answer. You don't. It's bathroom. It's your standard bathroom countertop, utility room countertop if there is one, and kitchen countertop in every single home that we build. You don't have to upgrade to get granite. That's part of it. And a lot of it is our customers kind of like the appeal of a more eclectic or varying look. Whereas quartz is one solid color, right? The beauty of quartz is that it is predictable. So if you're somebody who doesn't like a lot of high color variation, like this is a great example. I don't know what color this is, but this is a good example.
Yes, there's a lot of variation.
A very high color variation. If you're somebody that gives you hives or makes you nervous or don't want to have to plan colors around that, quartz is probably a good product for you because it's very predictable. Whereas granite could have a little more variation. Now most of our level 1 granites, our included granites, are going to be pretty predictable. They don't vary a whole lot, but granite we definitely sell more than quartz.
Okay, Angelica is asking about the cost of doing a pot filler, the water valve over the stove. We can look that up for you.
We've got that. Yeah, we do that in a lot of our homes.
Mark is asking if we expect a lumber price increase come the first of the year.
So right now we're not expecting a lumber price increase per se, but obviously with the price of lumber doing what it did, we were staving off a lot of other increases. So we were absorbing increases from other areas because we were absorbing such an increase on lumber price, as with every builder in the nation. So it's not to say that we won't have an increase in January, because we probably will end up having to do something like that because there's so many other things that we weren't able to increase for because the lumber prices were accelerating so high.
Okay, and Vanessa, I do see that you were asking about kitchen number 1. I'm going to be honest with you, and I don't trust my cheat sheet, so let me message you back afterwards what color that is, because my cheat sheet is saying that it's gray.
All right, so we'll get back to you on that.
It is repose gray. That is actually gray and not white.
It's the camera.
It's the camera.
Okay.
Okay.
See, actually in person, I have hair.
I'm looking
And
at it with
it's
my
just the
actual
camera
eyes,
that makes it
though,
look
but
like I
okay.
don't have hair.
So it's a very
weird
subtle
like
gray.
that. It's strange. You're welcome. All right, so we're going to hold on questions just a little bit. I do want the guys from Kent Moore to come back over here in just a second. They're going to talk to us a little bit about, they're going to join me behind the bar here, if that works. Rob, does that work? Okay, we're happy with that. And I want to hear a little bit about kind of the manufacturing process, because again, this is happening in Bryan College Station, which is a highly sophisticated place, we know. So tell us a little bit about what goes into the process for you guys, a little bit about, we'll get to how the painted process works. Tell our customers a little bit about kind of how y'all decide to do what you do.
Sure. So as we told you earlier, we're a custom cabinet company, manufacturer, I would say 95% of everything you see here. Our facility is in Bryan College Station. We bring in raw materials, and the doors you see, we build them. We've got CNC routers that cut our end panels, our floors, our shelves. So everything needed to construct the box, we do ourselves. It's then taken to our finishing and assembly facility, where we've got state-of-the-art finishing equipment. We've got a flat line finishing system that does both our stain and our pre-finished paint with UV top coats. Nice. And then it goes down, once all the parts are actually finished, then we go to the assembly process. And so once the assembly process is done, then we'll ship them out on our own trucks. We've got our installers that will install them. And then we've got service techs that work for us to finish that home after it's installed. We may need some adjustments and whatnot just through the construction process. And we've got our own service techs to do that. As far as warranty, you can see we provide a warranty on all of our cabinets. If something goes wrong after you've moved in, contact one of our offices wherever you're located, and they'll get you taken care of.
Yeah, actually, and the beautiful part working with them is they value that service after the sale as much as Tilson does, which we take dead serious, and obviously that conversation was taking place before we ever partnered up. And I'm glad you mentioned that about during construction, because just you point to here, like the reveal between doors, for instance, something when it's under construction or being built, the first time it's installed, sometimes it may not be exactly perfect, something like that. And that's what Victor's talking about, is they'll come back out, make those adjustments to your drawers, your door fronts, all that kind of stuff to get them lined up. They adjust the hinges to make sure they're all closing right, blow the granite dust out of them ideally. Right. That never happens, I'm sure. No one ever
cuts never it. Does.
Never happens. So you guys, sophisticated, you took us through a very sophisticated process. We do get questions from time to time, although it's rare, about maybe why would it be better to do cabinets this way as opposed to like job built out there on the job site? What could go wrong?
Well, Jesse, give them your opinion on like pre-finished paint. That's the hottest thing right now, is pre-finished paint, the white, the grays, and whatnot.
Yeah, so as far as job built versus built in our climate controlled factory, I would say, a couple things here. These are furniture. These are furniture grade cabinets. When you see them here in our showroom or Tilson showroom, or in your own house here pretty soon, hopefully, you're going to notice that this is a furniture grade finish. To me, I would not want my furniture grade cabinet, or even my furniture, but we don't move our furniture into a home before you've actually trimmed it out or cleaned it or what have you. But during the construction process, it makes a whole lot of sense to bring the cabinets in a little bit later. It just, I think it's a much better finished product when you do that. As far as the paint goes, you know, I will tell you, I've been asked this question a lot over the past 21 years, and I will tell you that as far as painting something on site, it's a rarity that you're going to find a true craftsman that can paint cabinets. I'm not talking about trim, I'm not talking about doors, I'm not talking about, you know, walls, I'm talking about cabinets.
It's really the prep.
It's all about the prep. You know, if you walk into your home, I'm sure a lot of you, while your home is under construction, you're going to go check it out in the evening time, and it might not be powered up yet, so you're going to use a flashlight, and as soon as you turn the flashlight on, you're going to see little molecules of dust and different things floating in the air. That's what ends up on your cabinets when someone is trying to paint them on site. So, you know, anytime I have had the opportunity to convince someone to at least give this a shot, folks have always been happier with that. So remember, it's a factory finish. It's not pre-finished. It's not sitting on a shelf. These are not, I would not call them prefab cabinets per se. These are custom cabinets built to fit your home. Once we build these cabinets, they're useless to us anywhere else. There's no reusing them. So I hope that is a good explanation.
No, it's great. I mean, you know, you don't, if you take your car to the body shop, you don't want your car painted in the parking lot.
That's right.
Right?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's the exact same thing. You don't want your cabinets painted on the job site. I mean, all that sheetrock dust, all the lumber, sawdust, like the things that go into building a custom home, it's all there on the job site.
Sure.
And in our cases, you know, you're out on 30 acres somewhere in Fredericksburg, Texas, and there could be other things walking through the house,
You
like
never know.
deer and cows and who knows what else. But you know, I guess we get a unique, a little deer hair kind of on the top. But yeah, in all seriousness, having these things done ahead of time, that it makes it such a much more enjoyable experience for the customer, because it's hard enough to keep the job site clean, but never mind trying to actually finish furniture or cabinetry inside. It's just it's so much more sophisticated. Let them do it where they have the CNC machines, they've got paint booths, they've got a UV finish they put on it that protects the finish, so it'll look like this color in 7, 8, 10 years from now. It'll still look like this color.
And Eric, it's also a water-based finish. I'm not sure if you hit on that
no, I didn't know.
but it is a water-based. Our paints and our stains are all water-based, which is, I mean, that's advantageous for all of us in the environment. You know, that we spend a lot of time and effort in our infrastructure to actually get to a really nice furniture grade water-based finish. So that, and then also just when you walk in your home, it's not going to smell, your cabinets won't smell for a year like formaldehyde or enamel. It's clean, it smells clean, it looks clean, it feels clean. So.
Very cool. Yeah, thank you for that.
Nancy had a question about the durability of the cabinets.
Oh.
So you know, it's been Kent Moore's belief that we build a cabinet. It outlasts us. It outlasts us. It outlasts the home. So the
challenge accepted.
I've never been called back that cabinets fell off the wall or anything like that. You know, so we take, you know, once you get into you know, designing your cabinets, we've got some displays out in different places that'll show you kind of the construction, the nuts and bolts, what's behind this face frame and this door that sets us apart from anybody else. And you know, so we use a lot of wood to screw these cabinets to, where some manufacturers don't. So.
Yeah. Are there touch-up kits? Is that?
There are touch-up kits. So we don't leave a touch-up kit per se in every home. That's why we've got our service techs that work directly for us that go in, and right before you close that home, we want to make sure that we've taken care of everything. You know, if you get in your home and we miss something, that's what our warranty process is for. You'll call our local office, and if we miss something, we're gonna get back out there.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, that's one of the reasons Tilson chose to go with Kent Moore. It comes to the install side, whereas traditionally, with the exception of I think North Texas, our cabinets would show up from another manufacturer, then our trim carpenters would install them. And so then we would, you know, if anything did get damaged or hurt or it wasn't durable, let's say, there was always kind of this weird gray area that the customer never got involved in. But although it's happens, you know, and it was, whose fault is it? Mm-hmm. You know, was it the cabinet manufacturer? Was it the installer? Whereas working with Kent Moore,
Truly turnkey.
Yeah, it's so they show up with the cabinets, they install the cabinets, they warrant and they service the cabinets, so it's all on them, which is it's going to be it's a huge relief on the customer that there's that level of ownership there on the product, which it works great for Tilson because philosophically it works with exactly how we treat our customers. So.
Another thing on the touch-up kits, you know, it's a little dangerous to leave a touch-up kit or even send it with a homeowner necessarily because. Again, this is a furniture grade finish. It's not as easy to touch up a furniture grade finish if you're not
I would say the
trained to do that.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't touch up like wall paint. I mean, it's not the same.
Yes, our service guys, I mean, they go through intense training to be able to, hide a mar and maybe one of our pre-finished paint cabinets.
Nice.
So,
Okay. Well, good. Great question. Thanks for asking.
Great.
What else? Do you have any other questions that we can answer?
About cabinetry, Eb is asking if there are any cabinets with dark glass inserts on the doors available.
Like a tinted almost? Is that?
yeah. So I think we prep them for glass. I think that would be maybe some option from your glass company.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I've never seen it done like that, Ed, but it doesn't mean it can't be done. I've seen like different styles. Like I see some rain glass here, some Flemish, clear, some type of chiseled glass, but a dark tinted glass I'm not familiar with. But I'll never say never. But.
Yep.
All right.
Anything's possible.
Nancy has a question actually about countertops and whether you can sit a hot pot on granite or quartz.
Granite, yes. I can't speak to quartz, but I mean, granite, yes, you can put. I mean, look, one of the things I do tell people is treat your cabinets like you paid several $1,000s for them because you did. If you paid, anything I paid several $1,000s for, I'm going to kind of try to be gentle with it. I'm going to prepare and maybe put a hot pad down and maybe not push a stainless steel pot across it because it's a polished finish. But the reality is this is igneous rock. It's made from volcanoes, so it's been at a much higher temperature than what you're going to put on it. What you do want to be careful of is if you're putting it anywhere near joints. So obviously there's going to be some joints in the granite in some places. Not every place has a joint, but usually kind of around a sink, and a lot of times there'll be a joint there. But try not to put it directly onto a joint because obviously that's going to be kind of your most vulnerable point on a piece of countertop. I don't know if you have any other points. We
We covered granite.
Yeah,
okay.
That makes sense.
It's like we have our own service department.
Yeah, absolutely.
Crazy.
Candy is asking if she gets to choose her light fixtures or does she have to choose from the options that we carry?
All right, so we have 5 different levels of light fixtures that are available in our portfolio. We also have a supplier, not dissimilar from Kent Moore, that has probably a whole warehouse or portfolio of others. And so if you don't see something that you like, bring us an example of what you're thinking about or a picture of what you're thinking about, and we'll be glad to get with our supplier and see if it's something they can get. We don't really want to get into installing customer-provided ones, particularly these days, because we're finding a lot of people buying stuff on Amazon or buying stuff, it comes from, I don't know, probably not America. Right. And part of the struggle with that, same thing, it shows up, does it show up damaged, does it show up with all the parts? Who's responsible when it shows up and it doesn't have all the stuff that it needs? If it shows up damaged, do you ship it back? Now we're delaying closing. So we really like using our supplier so that we can hold their feet to the fire on performing and getting something in that the customer got. But bring us an idea of what you want, and there's a very good chance that our vendor can get something real close.
Great. Bo is asking about curved stairs. He was told in the design center that we cannot or don't build curved stairways. Is that true?
We typically don't. We don't have any designs that have it. What we need to do is probably get there are stair manufacturers that actually design them specifically for that. So if it was something that was really, really important to you and it was something we can incorporate into a design, I don't know if any of our designs that have that. We don't have a lot of open staircase. 91% of what we build is rural. And so most folks are building a one-story house, with maybe a bonus room or theater or something like that above. So we don't really have anything like in a subdivision where you have little narrow lots, 65, 70-foot lots. You walk in, they're building 2-story homes because they have to get to 3,000, 3,500 feet, and you walk in and they make the staircase this beautiful entry because you have to, because the stairs got to go somewhere. And they're beautiful, but it's not something, because we build really 1.5-story or 1-story homes, we don't have it. But there are people out there that can design that, and we could incorporate that, but we'd have to alter the plan quite a bit to do it.
Okay. Donna is asking about financing. Does she finance her new home construction with a mortgage or with a construction loan?
Great question, and we have an entire video dedicated to that, but I'll spare you that hour and 24 minutes. And that is, if you build, so when you ordinarily build a custom home on your land, yes, you're going to have to get a construction loan. However, not with Tilson. So we're an 88-year-old, fourth generation family-owned operated company. We have no debt out there whatsoever. Our facilities are paid for. All 11 locations that we have, our 2 administrative offices, they're all paid for. We don't owe anybody anything. We build every house out of our own back pocket from zero to completely finished, and we don't get paid till the house is completely done. And so that is a unique proposition that only Tilson Homes will be able to offer you as a custom home out on your land, particularly in rural areas. Nobody's going to do that. So it saves you a significant amount of money up front. You got to close on that construction loan. Even if you don't have to close up front on the construction loan, they do what's called a one-time close or temp to perm or construction to perm. That interest is accruing during the entire construction process. So like a taxi meter going. You hop in the taxi, you don't pay till the end, but that meter is running. And it also means that you could, by the way, if your builder needs you to get a construction loan, you could have a higher net worth than your builder. You have no idea how they're funded because they're getting paid all along the way. They're getting paid a draw up front to pay for the concrete and the labor and the framer and all that. They're getting another draw after that to dry it in. They're getting another draw after that to do the trim stage. Vendors, hopefully they're getting paid. That's what you're hoping. And then, you know, whereas with Tilson, it's our money out there on the ground for the entire process. So we have a financially vested interest in making you happy, getting your home finished, because we don't get paid a dime until that house is completely done. Just showing you the financial wherewithal of the company that you're dealing with and our ability to please the customer and make sure that you're happy before we get paid.
And Donna, I would say if you have an extra 25 minutes, go check out that video, because really we went through the whole example in about 20 minutes, and the rest of that hour and 10 minutes is questions.
That's true. It's just Eric bantering.
So Martina is asking, in our kitchens, are the standard cabinets for corners usable, or are they wasted space?
So it varies by plan, actually. It's a great question. Some of our plans I do know incorporate kind of a Lazy Susan base, and if not, it's not like a bank-breaking option to do that. You can have Lazy Susan bases. We showed you the base earlier in the bathroom where it pulls out of the actual corner. They do the same thing in upper cabinets. So I mean, it's not a gigantic upgrade.
Nope, you're right.
Great. Amy is asking if she wants to get rid of the upper cabinets and do shelves. Is that a possibility, and is it more cost effective to do that?
It's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say it's more cost effective. There are some steps that we have to go through to put that shelf up, so it's not just a shelf. I mean, it's actually securing the shelf to the wall. So there's more labor involved.
Just like a cabinet, yeah.
Right. Yep. It's not. So I wouldn't say we can do it. I wouldn't say it's more
plus, we're finishing the wall behind it as well.
Right.
So ordinarily, where you're seeing these cabinets here, you know, that's unfinished sheetrock back there. It's just tape and floated, not even textured typically.
Correct.
So we're having to do the full finish work. So yes, we can. It's a beautiful look. I didn't go into the secret pantry. They actually have it done in there, but it definitely costs the same or more to do the shelves. But it's a very unique look. It's really pretty.
Great.
But you have to have, apparently Dixie plates are not something you put up there. I have solo cups and Dixie plates.
Rachel wouldn't put up with that?
She's not having it. No, we're not having it.
Yeah. Okay, Mark is asking on the alder cabinets, is that a veneer over some other type of wood, or is it alder?
Great question.
Great question. So it just kind of depends. So we've got a clear alder, which will, in some cases, will be a veneer over. But if you go to the knotty alder, the doors are a solid lumber panel, just because you can't veneer a knot.
Right.
So it kind of depends on your selection, whether it's clear alder or knotty alder.
Okay.
Yep. Great question.
Casey is asking if sliding barn doors are an option instead of standard doors, and also is that an option for cabinets?
I know we can do it.
I would say yes and yes.
Yeah, yes and yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes and yes.
Absolutely.
And Casey, send us a private message. I will get you some pricing on that. We do not have that handy at the moment.
We do have some photos on our website with the barn doors. Too.
Oh yeah, I went through.
And you
there's
did
one
over
in
here. That's
yeah.
right. Sure did. Yep.
Tried to demonstrate the finger smash, but I wasn't.
Elizabeth is asking, does she work with our designer to get the exact cabinet configuration that she wants? Talking about things like tray storage, corner Lazy Susans, etc. Who helps her with that?
So certainly can. Typically, your sales consultant, your design consultant is going to help you with those things. When we go to the design center with the actual designer who's helping you select your colors, that's not typically where that, and Tilson's a little bit different there. I know a lot of the builders, that's where they do that, but with ours, we want the design consultant, the sales consultant doing that because we want them getting with our drafting department. directly, and making sure that that happens. And we have a whole, what we call a work copy red line that we do to make sure all those changes are captured and accounted for in the designs. And they help us make sure, hey, does it actually work? You know, are you pulling something out that's going to now prevent the dishwasher from opening or something like that?
Right. Yep.
When you're building custom homes, it's something you have to look out for, is the level of customization. While limitless, you can start to do more harm than good. And whereas most production or subdivision builders, they kind of have their fixed custom deals, and that's it. That's all they offer. Whereas our salespeople are not limited by that, nor our customers. So all that to say, yeah, you'll do that with your sales consultant. Have a list, like I said earlier, of kind of what you don't like about your space now, what you really want to have, and be sure you go through that list with them, and we can get you that pricing actually upfront desktop. The sales consultants have it right there on their machines.
Perfect. Denise is asking about the cabinets in our model homes. Are they standard level cabinets or are they upgraded?
So it varies. That's a great question. We are showing some that they are our standard or included cabinets, the poplar or actually just poplar. And then we are showing upgrades in others. We're showing some painted cabinets. We're showing some knotty alder in some places. So yeah, we show some and some of the other. And the sales consultants have that information.
Okay. Jennifer is asking on the painted cabinet doors and veneers, are those solid wood?
Tell us, guys.
Great question.
Go ahead.
Well, so as far as paint goes, most of our door styles are an HDF material. The advantage to it being an HDF material, there's a few things. Actually, there's one that I'm going to mention that I'm not sure if anyone else even pays attention to it, but when you feel it, I would like for you to think about what I just said as far as the way that the door carries itself in action. It's a heavier door. It feels more substantial. For one, and then for two, it paints so much better. The thing about using an HDF material is you have to prep it correctly, and we have invested, and I'll let Victor speak a little bit to the machines here in just a second, because he has really been a big part of some of the development there. But we have some infrastructure that just ensures that the sanding is impeccable. It is something that you cannot get on site. It's just impossible to do it by hand. So that's what we use for our painted product. Well, I was going to say too, I'll let you talk about the miters, but the miter frame door, it will be a 5-piece door, and it will still be a solid lumber frame, even when painted. So, okay. But I'll let you. Yeah,
so that was one of the reasons we like the HDF material is on the corners. You know, step through here. I've been taught not to turn my back to the camera. Okay. I get reprimanded. I get admonished for that. So.
Let's put a nickel in the jar.
I know. I put a nickel in the jar. The miter is where a 45-degree angle comes, okay? And what we found with other manufacturers, not with Kent Moore, but when you do a miter like this and then it's painted, if they don't have a highly sophisticated process for finishing that, prepping that before it's painted, and then baking that finish on, when that house climatizes, this will separate. And you get this little black line in between there. Now, that's not to say it can't happen, because it does. But with HDF, you're not going to have that issue. And that's what's beautiful about that product is when it shows up and it is installed, and that HDF product is painted like that, that's how it's going to look. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years from now, that's going to be the finish. You're not going to have where the wood shrinks, and it's natural. I mean, your house the AC is running. You're extracting moisture out of not just the house itself, but all the things that are in the house. You know, the carpet, the vinyl plank, the wood floors, the cabinets, all that stuff has some level of moisture in it, and your AC unit over time does a good job of extracting the moisture out of that. And so that was something that we found that we really like going to that HDF, because that goes away. But y'all have a different finish.
You explained that very well.
Right. Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Great. Liz is asking if we can do built-ins around a fireplace.
Yes, yeah, we do built-ins around a fireplace. In fact, I just looked at one yesterday that we have bookcases on both sides with base cabinets and granite countertops, and then a fireplace in between.
All right, perfect. And Liz, we can send you some links to some pictures of those. I know you're asking about that. And Arena is asking if you can show the secret pantry, because you mentioned it.
Oh, well, yes. So now we're going to have to, I'm not sure how we're going to do this without tripping over ourselves. But Kent Moore has gone to great lengths. We're going to come in here. Give us just a second. We're trying to do this live without dropping a very expensive camera. If it were just my iPhone.
So remember that behind Eric there was a solid, what looked like a solid door of cabinets.
Okay.
It actually leads into this pantry.
So we're coming into a pantry now. And so yeah, you see some built-ins here. So this is that's what the built-ins on the fireplaces and things like that. This is how we would do those built-ins. We've done it in people's closets as well. And then there's another little secret exit that goes this way that we could go out, but we'll go back to where the guys are. But yeah, here's some other shelving that you see. This is more of a decorative item for us than it would be a cabinet item, but say it couldn't be done. But anyway, so yes, there's the secret pantry that they have. Now it's not secret anymore. I'm sorry, you'll have to put it somewhere else now. So go back out, Rob, I'll guide you. But yeah, great question.
And so guys, it kind of like in the inside, it looks like what a refrigerator surround would look like as you walk through kind of that opening, but it looks just like a regular cabinet door. So very cool. I was super impressed when we first saw that. And Brandy agrees. She says that's awesome.
Oh, good. Worth the trouble.
Vanessa is asking about drawer pulls and if that's something that we do through Kent Moore or if that's a different company.
Yeah, no, we have those done through a different company.
All right, everybody. I'm going to say last call for questions because that was the last one I saw. So we'll give you a couple minutes.
Today. I did want to, one more time at least, thank you guys so much for letting us come here, for sharing your space with us, partnering with us. I'm really grateful that y'all doing this, not just for us, but for our customers, and really proud of what you guys have put together out here.
Well, thanks, Eric. We appreciate the opportunity, you coming in here and you know, we're worthy of you going Facebook Live here in our showroom. We're really proud of what we've done here. Like I said, next year will be our 50th year in business, and truly we're passionate about what we do as far as when it comes to cabinets. We love partnering with companies like yourself, family-owned company. Yep. That's what we are. So
very cool. Any more other questions? We're going to sign it off.
One more question. Barbara's asking if it's possible to use the stone from her property on the exterior.
Yeah, Barbara, that's really not, unfortunately, that's not something that we're able to offer. It comes from a quarry so that it's cut to the proper dimensions because it does have to be a certain thickness for us to be able to use it on the brick ledge or masonry ledge of the foundation. It's really important and key that we get that done and that they all be the exact same, and that's something that a rock quarry can handle. It's really hard to do it on site, kind of like painting a set of cabinets building cabinets on site. But yeah, thanks for asking. Appreciate that question.
We're getting a lot of questions about the secret pantry and if it's on any plans and how much it costs. And we'll figure that out for you guys.
We'll figure that out. Yeah, it's the doors and some hinges, and we'll figure that out. But anyway, no more than that. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank you so much for watching today. We hope you got something out of this, and we genuinely hope soon to someday make you part of the Tilson family. We'll see you guys later.